Thank you for joining us on our 4th episode of Unbreakable Mothers. I have my dear friend Leticia with the Dapper House with us here today, and we're going to dive into some topics about motherhood, namely generationally and how we connect with our daughters versus how we connected with our mothers and how we see that sort of translate in our everyday lives. So let's dive in. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's an honor.
Yes, absolutely. So this is a big topic.
Absolutely.
I have 3 kiddos of my own, twin girls that are 16 and my son is 14.
Oh my goodness.
So you can imagine the chaos that came with that upbringing.
Bless your heart.
My husband and I talk about the first 7 years, like we just blacked out. We're like, we don't know what we're doing because we had the twins first and we were not expecting 2. And when we went to the doctor office and they were like, okay, there's 2. My husband's like, 2 arms? And he's like, nope, you got 2 heartbeats. So we were very much in shock. I was 26 at the time. My husband and I had been married for 6 years. So we were young, but ready at the time now to start having kiddos. And it took about 4 months for like the shock to wear off of like, okay, we were ready for 1. We were like so prepared. We were going to tag team this. And now here comes 2. So that was exciting. By the time they came, we were like, yes, we're ready. We
got this.
We read all the books. We like figured, game plans. We were both athletes. So we're like, we have to have a game plan. What are we going to do? So when the time came, they were about 5 weeks preemie.
Okay.
So we were very like cautious and careful. And I was even in the hospital for 5 weeks in the prior to them coming because I was in preterm
5
labor.
weeks?
5 weeks bed rest.
Jeez.
Yeah. But at the time I was working in corporate. I was stressed out and I went into an ultrasound and they're like, you need to go to the hospital.
It's
like
too
your
much.
cervix is opening. You got to go now. So I
It's
went
too much.
straight to the hospital and they're like, yeah, you're staying on bed rest. But it was to me a blessing at the time because I just got to relax and
You
not
needed
stress
it.
out about work. So kept them in for about 5 more weeks and then had them about 35 weeks. So they just hit 4 pounds each when I gave birth to them. But yeah, it was such a beautiful, being a mom has absolutely been one of my most favorite accomplishments and joys. You can't really explain it until you have
experience
one of
it.
your own, whether you give birth to a baby or, you adopt or whenever they become yours, you feel this sense of responsibility of, okay, who am I going to be? And who do I want to be for them? So that was a big, it comes in a big wave of emotion, right?
All the emotions.
Right.
Eager, sad, scared.
All of it.
Yes.
I mean, at 26, still young, not having a whole lot of life behind me, but
Yeah.
I always felt like I was an old soul. But what really comes to play is thinking about our upbringing. So my relationship with my mom, she got pregnant at 15,
That's
had
tough.
me at 16.
That is tough.
Which is bananas to think now because my daughters are now 16.
Oh, perspective.
Yes. And I look at them and I'm like,
They're not ready.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
They even talk about, we talk about it a lot now. Like, wait, Nana was my age?
I love that. I just want to pause and say, I love that you talk openly with them.
Yeah.
Even here, pregnant at 15, that's, not always just openly discussed. That's great that you tell them, hey, these are the things that can happen. You need to be prepared, make the right choices.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it was not an easy road for my mom and I growing up. I was 15, so she was 30.
Yeah.
And at that age, I idolized her. She was gorgeous and had just this bright energy about her. And a lot of people gravitated to her. So I'm like, yes, this is my mom. I'm so proud. My mom's not even 30 yet. I remember always saying that, like, she's
the hot mom.
So, but we had our challenges, of course.
Absolutely. You were growing up together.
Yes. And I really didn't come to that realization until probably my mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Also becoming a mom of my own. So there was a lot of things that, she grew up in front of my face. And there was choices that she made that looking back, or in my 20s looking back, like, gosh, should I have been exposed to that at that age? Or, there was a resentment in areas of like, you maybe exposed me to some things, like, was that age appropriate? And, how did that shape me? How did that change, some of my journey and how I grew up and looking for my husband, or, wanting to become a mom too. So a lot of that really started to happen in my mid 20s. I think all daughters especially have a complex relationship with their moms.
Yeah.
Right?
Mine's only 8, but yeah, I'm terrified for the age you're experiencing.
The teenager. No, you got this. It's a whole different, there's just different stages, and all of them are difficult in their own ways, but
and beautiful in their own ways.
Absolutely.
It's like loving a different child almost.
Absolutely.
I could see that.
For sure. And I think that, as I grew up, and I was always really communicative, very open book. I don't know why. Like, I used to not think it was a gift of being able to communicate.
Absolutely.
But now, absolutely. A lot of people have a hard time, but I was always very much like, this is what I'm feeling and this is what's on my mind. And
it was clear and concise, and you knew. Yeah. I've felt that too. And I see that in my daughter too. Yes. Even at 8, she's very opinionated and verbalizes it very clearly, for her age.
Which is huge, I feel like, because I think our generation, or at least what I'm trying to teach my daughters, is emotional intelligence. And I didn't really learn that until my mid to late 20s.
I'm still learning it in my
we
early
always
30s.
We always are, right? But the ability to really articulate your feelings,
pause, and
what's happening,
assess those feelings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was something that I recognized that me and my mom lacked, like, together. And so I was almost teaching her at times as I started to get older, like, Mom, no, we need to communicate about this. We need to talk about this and understand why. So, fast forward, I'll be 43 in a month.
Get it, girl? I hope I age so gracefully.
Thank you. And we have been through so many peaks and valleys, but today my relationship with my mom is one of the most beautiful things, but not without its
work,
extreme challenges, and extremely trying times. Like, there was moments in our relationship where I was ready to separate. Like, I can't do this with you anymore. Like, it's too stressful, or you're causing too much anxiety in my life. As she's continued to, grow.
Right.
And so both of us had just had some pretty extreme life experiences that almost broke us to where we've had to put ourselves back together separately. And mine happened a bit before hers. And through that, I recognized how hard we can be on our moms, right?
Right. They're not superheroes. They're human.
How hard we can be.
Yeah.
Although, she's always allowed grace for us to express ourselves. And that's something that I recognize as an adult. Like, wow, that was huge.
Yeah.
Like, you let us talk. Sometimes people censor their kids, or like, no, that's not appropriate. Don't say that, or whatever it is. And it wasn't that I was being disrespectful. I was just being honest and wanted to talk about it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we recognize, because she was a kid raising a kid, she sometimes acted like a child. And now it was like, no, I wanted my mom. I wanted somebody to be my role model, to teach me and to guide me. And then also, like, there should be boundaries. Like, that's something I did learn. I always would be prideful, like, she's my best friend. And then now as a mom, I'm like, absolutely, we're friends and we can have such a good time, but mom is your mentor, your teacher, your loved one. we're not best friends where we do bad things. Like, I don't know why I think about doing bad things
We're
with
best friends when things are going according.
Exactly.
But you have to be disciplinary as well. Absolutely.
Right, right. So yeah, I mean, when we start to have our own children, we do start to think and reflect about our upbringings and like even, you know, my spouse and how he was brought up. So what we really decided to do, and him and I really talked a lot about, is what do we want to take from that, right? What things did we love of that? And what things could we do better and learn from? The internet was not what it was when our parents were parenting at our age.
Absolutely. It's changed immensely.
Right. All the videos, all of the information out there that's so easily accessible to be a better person and a better parent and
it goes
a better
both
wife.
ways. Yeah.
You know, we lean on those things, and we've done that work, and we continue to do that work.
Right.
So I kind of also give grace to them too. Like, well, in that generation, they were kind of like figuring it out and did what their parents maybe did or watched what they did. So yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I don't like turning 43 just because it went really quick.
Just in a blink of an eye.
But I also absolutely love this age because of the mental awareness that I have now through the experiences I've had all this time. You know, my spiritual awareness. And then I'm very intentional about being a good mom. So we're not perfect, and that's totally fine. I don't want to teach being perfect because that's not real. That's not normal. I remember my mom actually always saying that. She's like, you just want perfection. I was like, no, Mom, not at all.
Just better.
Just better.
Just better. Not perfect, just better.
And we talk about it now, and I think she understands that. Like,
Part
okay, it's not about being perfect. To me, it's about we're going to make mistakes. We're human. You know, some can be minor, some can be more major. But to me, it's more, what are you doing from that? Did you learn a lesson? Do you still have an ego? And are you still making excuses from your mistakes?
You said awareness. A lot of people just even lack that awareness, and they're just in denial.
Right.
So, I say that to say, because you have such an awareness to you. Like, you get it. You get the swing of things. You kind of can take a step back and see the beauty and the broken in the relationship with your mom, and turn that into the relationship with your kids, not just your daughters. I'm sure it translates to your son as well. It translates to your husband and your relationship with him. But that awareness, and not everybody has it.
Well, it's a practice.
And you're initiating
it's
it, though.
Every day.
You're teaching your mom. You know, you're teaching someone who, you know, ideally in the books it says they're supposed to teach us, but you're teaching her. And how beautiful that is, that she's receptive to it and growing herself too.
Absolutely. And,
you know,
and the same for my daughters.
Absolutely.
Right? They can all teach us something too.
Well, like you said, the world's so different now. I'm sure that, you know, that you're open to learning from younger, older, that you're open to teaching. Not everybody has that willingness, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, in our mid-20s, my husband and I really dove into the emotional intelligence world and bettering ourselves. It started with the OG Bob Proctor, and I don't know if you know Bob Proctor. The video, I'm gonna send you one. The videos are just old, but they're just some like golden, I call them nuggets, like
Easter eggs.
Such amazing information. And it's a practice you do every day. You listen to your videos, you listen to the information, you ask the questions. You become really curious
and
with
intentional
people.
too.
Absolutely.
Though intentional, because we were just talking about social media too. Like, I find myself and my daughter, you know, limiting screen time and stuff. I see behaviors with her, but it's just an addiction.
Yeah.
You know, and with business, of course, we have to do it to an extent. And I guess it's just a platform. What you choose to put out there is your choice, but it can easily get away from us. And I see that maybe first with my daughter, and then it had me looking at myself like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sitting here for 2 hours doom scrolling. How can I say anything to her?
Yeah.
You know?
This topic came up yesterday at lunch
At
with
the
somebody
luncheon.
else.
Yes.
And it was like, they had younger kids and they're like, what did you do with social media? And like, that is a hard one. We've never perfected what you do right or wrong.
Right.
And that's going to be like the norm in parenting. Like,
Every kid's different too.
absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So part of, I think it starts with, especially young girls, finding self-confidence is probably one of the hardest things to do as a person, but even more so
As
to
a
me
female.
as a young girl. I mean, what, 5th grade, maybe you're starting to now look and compare and, oh, her hair's prettier, or, oh, her eyes are green, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a natural thing because I didn't have social media like that, right? And it was something that...
It was magazines or movies then, because we
Right.
always compared,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think it's a natural thing, but like
Yeah.
you said, we have to find like that healthiness, out of it. What I start to do with the kids now too, because I love being creative and being artistic.
Yeah.
So to me, social media is a form of that.
Absolutely.
Of art. It's movies, it's reels, it's, we just talked about this earlier. It's, filters, putting different effects on you.
Yeah.
If we look at it as a form of art
An expression,
content
versus creation.
Which some people may be putting it out there of like, this is perfection, but it's about perspective. And we're trying to teach my kids and the girls that it's like, she looks beautiful and great and absolutely perfect in that photo, but it's art.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are flaws, and we do have pimples, and we do have wrinkles, and we do have, as we get older, our skin's getting a little looser.
It's
So
that sun out here.
right. But, I think that you just have to talk to them about the perspective of it. We've gone back and forth about, do we let them have social media? Do we not? This happened when the girls were about 12-ish, 12, 13, when they got their phone.
Right.
And at first we didn't for about a year. We let them on like Snapchat, which is basically social media.
Yeah.
But then we would like monitor things, but like now posting things like, well, what are you posting? Like, let's see what's going on. And we very much made it clear like what our expectations and boundaries are. And what's age appropriate. What they're being fed, that's hard to control. There are controls. But to me, that's also the real world.
You can get around those controls. I was a teenager,
Exactly.
you can set all the parameters you want, but
I know.
curiosity, right?
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't know how far we can go on this, but being younger, when we didn't have social media, I found those naughty channels. Don't get me
AIM, AOL. Gosh,
Yeah.
I was terrified of Roblox because of that. I'm like,
No,
you don't know that that's
you
a
can
10-year-old.
run
That
into
could be a
things. Yeah.
50-year-old in Timbuktu. You don't know.
Exactly.
It is scary, but I also, like you said, there's not just an art, but a research. Like, I'm a very analytical mind too. I want to understand. I'm constantly searching things. If I have a question, taking it to Chat GPT. I want to know why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
So like inquisitive minds, it can be amazing.
I
You
love
could
that
learn
you said
so
that.
much.
So I love that you said that, because that is the pro
Yes.
of the life we're in and the technology we're in for the kids. My kids can like kill any one of us on a game where we're guessing, the question in your game.
Yeah.
Where they'll know all the movies, they'll know all the actors, they'll know whatever, they'll know so much information. And I'm like, how'd you know that? And they're like, oh, we saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or my son, he took up fishing, and now he can literally answer like, what fish is that? How many species of fish are out here? And I'm like, how do you know that? So I look at it like this is a huge, like, fast-paced learning tool.
Absolutely.
And again, yeah, there's cons to everything, but if we can continue to promote those areas, and again, they're kids and they like instant gratification and they like entertainment. Adults do.
Right.
Let's get real. Like, you don't necessarily grow out of that. So yeah, I think just trying to keep them busy and then allowing them their downtime.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I remember like, get off social media. Like, well, this is my downtime, Mom. Like, I'm relaxing. Like, I want to watch Netflix. I want to watch this. It's like, they kind of checked me like, this is my like downtime right now. I want to do this for 2 hours. I'm like, okay.
All right. I
got that.
You got a good point there.
Yeah.
Can't argue.
Yeah, it can become obsessive and it can become too much time. And I always like, if you spent that much time on something else.
Yeah, if you put half as much effort, agree.
Yeah.
And mine's younger, but I just noticed like the almost temper or like sassiness after she'll spend an hour playing these games. And I'm like, what is Roblox? Like, what are they brainwashing them or teaching them? Because she'll be so sweet when she sits down, like, thank you, mommy, with the tablet. And then when I'm like, it's time to put it up, she's like, ugh, and it's a whole different child.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm kind of battling that. But again, it goes to the intention and the influence.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she probably shouldn't be on Roblox, but there's plenty of educational games. I mean, she reads a far, like, fifth grade level, I want to say, 2 years above. So like she can constantly push herself.
Yeah.
It's that motivation. And if they have that drive.
There was a Netflix series on the social media and it was pretty scary, but it's meant for the addiction to come back, which is children and adults.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a little bit of could be a drug, right? For people.
Absolutely.
So it's 1,000%, finding that balance in what they're being exposed to. I mean, your daughter's still 7, you said?
8. Yeah.
Okay. So
no phones yet. She uses
You're
mommy's
still-
iPad.
yeah.
I have control
Yeah.
still, but I think between like the 10 and 12 mark is where I'm nervous, especially we're girls, going through the changes and the emotions.
Yeah.
It's like you get hit all at once with like, here's a new body, here's some new feelings, really big feelings you never felt before. Figure it out.
Absolutely. So we came down here and the girls were 12. We left Northern California, came to Southwest Florida, jumped in an RV, came 2.5 months cross country. It was the most amazing thing.
That's awesome.
Quit our jobs, sold the house, came over and chased our dream of what we're doing today, which is our design and renovation business. And they were going through their change, like 12, right? So in the RV, we're living in a 300 square foot RV.
Oh my goodness.
And we're going to all these national parks. And before we left, they weren't wearing like mascara or barely even brushed their hair. And all of a sudden, they're now getting ready every day in the RV, right?
Oh my goodness.
And my husband's like, what is happening right now? You do not need mascara.
He's probably like, this
to
is so
go
foreign.
on this hike right now. So it happened so quick from 12 to honestly like 15. And I've been saying this a lot to people and talking about it with the girls. It's almost like a decade of change. Our life has been a decade of change, to be honest, in the last just 3 years.
Yeah.
And I kind of laugh. I'm like, wait, I figured out how to bend time or slow down time. Like we've lived for 10 years, but it's only been 3. Like we've aged 3. But it's because of the kids big time, like watching them go from 12 to 15.
Yeah.
They're becoming young ladies. My son's now 14. Like he's starting to have that. And it started with the social media. And then it also started with like the crop top. Like, oh, let me wear this. Just wait, girl, I'm telling you. And my husband's like, absolutely not. While I'm over there showing them photos of my yearbook and I'm in a crop top myself.
And that's where I struggle because we were just talking about this yesterday. I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
Some people don't necessarily love it. Some people appreciate it and see what we see in it. And you had agreed you love fashion.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I do feel very hypocritical. It kind of goes to like, I want better for you, I don't know. Or
So-
is there an age appropriate time frame?
I think that. So I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine about, how much do we like things that me and my husband have been through, or things that even as we do as adults, like I don't need to share all the things with my kids right now.
For sure.
To me, it's age appropriate. and what I do doesn't mean that it's okay for you at your age.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
going back to that, yes, I want to be a role model. But I also, to me, you know, dressing beautiful, feeling sexy, dressing more sexy is, I feel confident. I feel good.
It's an art
I feel
as well.
happy. And girl, now that I'm 43, I'm like, absolutely do it while you can.
Yeah.
Although my mom's almost 60, still
Looking fine
wearing
as
her
ever.
howdy things. We die
That's going to be
laughing.
me.
We die laughing.
Stilettos and pencil skirts
And-
till we die.
She'll be wearing her wedges everywhere we
that.
go. We went to a boat day and she's walking on the dock with her hot wedges. We're like, Mom, really? You need to wear your wedges? But if we feel beautiful and we love ourselves, who cares
You show up so
what I
much
mean?
more confidently.
Who cares what other people are going to say? 100% I've had judgment against that, dressing sexy.
Yeah.
And maybe they might look at it like, what are you teaching your daughters? But I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, this is who I am today, and I'm perfectly okay with it.
Proud
and if
of
you're
it.
not okay with it, that's okay. I don't need
You're entitled to your
we don't
opinion.
need everybody to be okay with everything. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
we'd be stuck and we'd be miserable because we're not going to please everybody. But for the girls, to me, it's no, there's an appropriateness, right?
Yeah.
Age. So, and again, at their age, you know, you dress a little bit more sexy, like that brings attention that we don't necessarily want on you.
The
at
wrong
this age.
attention from an older crowd.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And that's happened.
I hear
And
ya.
Believe me. I'm like, excuse me, sir?
She's
You're-
16.
You're in your 20s. So it was a fight for about a year. It's in the house, not a hard fight, but just a debate.
Pushing back and forth. Absolutely.
I was like, but Mom, you did it. But Mom, you got your belly button pierced at 16. Ooh, that's another hot topic. I'm like, no. One of my daughters is ready. And I'm like, sorry, honey, you have to be 18. She's like, but why? And I'm like, just because.
Times changed. I don't know what I'm going to say. I should
Yeah.
start thinking about it now so that I have my, I don't want to say excuses, but my response is ready to go.
And at the end of the day, my response is because I'm the mom and these are my rules. And when you're a mom, you can create your own rules and boundaries with your kids.
Absolutely.
She did, though, however, hook my husband into, if I get all A's this year, can I get it next summer before her
Daddy's
senior
girl.
year? And he was like, yeah. And guess what? She's like, hit quarter one, all A's. All of a sudden. I'm like, oh, interesting.
So you are capable of this. I
Interesting.
love that.
So, but yeah, I think we also had to understand, which you'll come to, but probably not until 15, 16, is we have to recognize this is their journey. I was 15 thinking I was 25. Let's get real.
So that's where I'm at. Like, I still do these things.
Yeah.
Now I have this awareness and God's grace, and I don't operate the way I did when I was 16. But at 16, I was trying to be sexy. I was trying to get the attention. I was trying to be grown.
Yeah.
And I don't want that for my daughter. And quite frankly, I had a rougher life because of it. I put myself in some self-destructive paths because of those behaviors. So now with that awareness, I can say, no, I understand why you want that, but I understand where it leads, and we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
I do think, though, for me personally, anytime, acting grown or trying to be older stem from just probably watching, my mom do things and not teach me, like, no, respect your body, respect yourself.
Yeah.
Wait.
Definitely like
Wait
a
for
self-confidence,
Yes.
self-love lack.
Yeah.
And with our girls, like, that's huge. Of course, with the boys too, sons, you have to build them up, but really with females.
Yeah. And I think that's the repeat on a broken record. Like, when you're trying to teach your kids manners.
Yeah.
And you've done it for 12
Please
years,
and thank
yet
you,
they
please and
still
thank you.
forget to say thank you, excuse me, you're welcome. Like,
Yeah.
it's a broken record.
I
and
love
it will
myself. I'm
constantly
smart.
be a broken
I'm beautiful.
record. Right. Of
Yeah.
like, respect yourself. And another big line I have is, you have the rest of your life to be grown up. And coming adulthood and being a grown up comes with a lot of other responsibilities that
Aren't fun.
are not that fun.
Aren't
Adulting, right? I'll like go and pay for my tires and I'm like, look at this bill. This is adulting.
And you show them. I love that.
So I remind them constantly, enjoy your youth, because it goes by like that, and it really
Right.
does. And there's age appropriateness, but yes, we understand you're growing up. We understand you're on your own journey. we're not here to control your journey. I want you to find yourself sooner than I was able to.
That's beautiful.
And I talk to them often about that, but also remind them, we're here, mom's here to tell you exactly what I went through, and dad's here, and we're going to coach you through those things, and we're going to guide you correctly. Like, we want to be your mentors.
Yeah.
And we take our job very serious.
It is.
As
It's
a
the
mom
most important job that
right.
we have
right.
in our lifetime. I firmly believe that.
And that's beautiful, because to me, if you don't take it serious, then you're either taking it for granted or, again, not being intentional with what gift you've been given, which is the gift of being a mom. Absolutely. And being able to raise, these other human beings that are part of you. So, we really just focus on conversation over and over and over, and nothing is now left off the table. I mean, you're still at an age, I remember, so COVID happened in California 2020, and the girls were 5th grade. And I go to the teacher, I'm like, is this when sex ed is? And she's like, yeah, we start. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this.
We can't do this.
I'm not ready. And as free spirit as I am as an adult, like, no, I'm mama bear. Like, again, we age appropriateness. They don't need to be exposed
at
to all the
9,
things.
10 years old. I think the same thing. Mine still has that innocence, and I'm struggling to teeter that because
I think it was. So what is that? 5th grade? What is 5th grade?
5th grade is 10, so mine's in 3rd.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time.
I do. I think 5th grade is when it all changes. I know some other moms with 10-year-olds, and I see the difference.
Yeah,
absolutely, and it's scary.
My mother-in-law started with a book, and it worked. It worked really well. It was a book about puberty. And I think it was around 3rd, 4th grade. Like, my body's changing, and it's super appropriate. And I'll have to find the name. I don't know it. But it at least gets the conversation started, right? And when you have a book and you have images, it's not so nerve-wracking and this is uncomfortable, although it always is going to be.
Aids you in the process.
Yeah. And it's going to be. And honestly, I led with that. Okay, we're going to have a conversation that's uncomfortable for mom, and it's going to be uncomfortable for you.
Just know we're both uncomfortable.
I'm so uncomfortable. You're my baby, but it needs to happen. Yeah. And I continue that. It needs to happen. As teenagers now, they have boyfriends. So now we talk about more grown-up things and what's expected and what you should expect of yourself. And again, there's consequences of every choice you make, right? Yeah. So you don't want to be a nana and having a baby right now, because it's really, really difficult to do. Not impossible, but it's very difficult. Conversation is huge as they become teenagers. And I think parents, it's uncomfortable, but they shy away because they think maybe they're too young. But to me, they're not. They understand, especially about this age, the teenage years of 13, 14.
Right.
They've watched everything around them. They understand more than you might think. And it's now time to start having those conversations and understanding. And we talk about everything. Again, nothing's off the table. I mean, we just recently took one of my daughters, her and her boyfriend, out to dinner, and it was this big nerve-wracking thing. But I'm like, okay, you guys are really liking these boys, and it's time now that they understand.
That we meet them,
Yeah, that they understand the family's values. They understand our expectations on you and him. And I asked all the hard questions, and my daughter screaming oh God, mom. But I think as much as it makes them squeamish, or they'll say cringe. I don't know if they use that anymore. I do think that at the end of the day, they do come back and appreciate that we do talk to them and give them the respect of conversation.
Yeah.
And respectful conversation. We don't even we don't let the kids swear in front of us. I don't want that. So there's these boundaries and healthy boundaries that we want to keep in creating. And just back to the hypocritical, I like to swear, but
I have a sailor's mouth, but my daughter knows those are adult words. You don't say those words.
Yeah. Again, there's a time and a place. And to me, it's just teaching them that right now, that's not the age that you're doing that. You're probably doing that behind the scenes with your friends, but at home and around us, we remain respectful for each other, and that's not okay.
That's
So,
beautiful though, that you can say, like, you can be real with them and say, like, I know you're probably cussing.
right.
And what you do with your friend, you know what I mean? But you're going to respect our household and me and your father, and I don't want to hear that, you know? And they follow it. They do respect you and they do follow it. Like, that's beautiful.
They're still kids. They still have their moments, but we gotta bring them back in there. But it's so fun. This age is so fun. I mean, I think every stage has, like, I see a little baby now and like, oh, I want to cuddle it. And then I'm like, okay, give it back. You know, I see the little kids, they come with so much joy and like carefree spirit. And it's like, ooh, how do I bottle up that spirit? And then now it's like I'm raising like little amazing human beings that are going
women
into this world very soon on their own. And like, are you ready for this? And we also are like trying not to make it too easy for them. Like, can I have 10 extra bucks for mascara? Like, no.
I love that you mentioned that, because I noticed this year, especially, I think I was just trying to compensate as a single mom, and I was just yes, and give. And I had to scale back a lot because I was creating a monster.
It's
you know,
easy to do.
It is, and it came from a place of love, and
yeah.
it came from, again, a place of like compensation, and but I was like, I'm ruining all of the good, you know, manners and pleasing, and everything we've worked so hard up to this point can all go out the window in a few months of poor behavior or poor habits, you know,
entitlement, or it just comes easy.
And in Naples, like, I'm originally from New Jersey. She's lived out here most of her life, but like, it's just so different from where I grew up. Yeah. And I don't want her. I want her to value $1.
Yeah.
I want her to work hard.
Yeah.
You know, I want her to not get a job because of the money. I want her to get a career or build her own business or something that she loves.
Yeah.
Like, different values.
That's the real American dream, living in your purpose.
Yes.
That I just figured out.
And me too. And I feel so grateful to be 33 figuring it out.
Absolutely.
I always felt like I was behind, never married. Like, I was behind a lot of my friends. They're married in their houses. And I'm really starting to change that perspective. Again, being in Naples helps a lot. Yeah. That it's early on. There's still a lot of time left.
Oh, girl, my mom just found the love of her life at 58.
I love
that. So it is never too
late.
It is never too late.
Taking up new hobbies and just like, it feels like the possibilities are endless out here. And and to have that for our kids too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never came from a wealthy family or anything. Like, I don't know how to. I'm learning as I go.
Well, I think the possibilities are endless because that's your mindset now too, and so you're teaching that to her.
You make it endless
because that's a mindset. You can be anywhere. You know, you can be a multi-millionaire and still not be happy or have that perspective.
Absolutely,
so it does. That's where it starts. Like, plant that root into her. The emotional intelligence, the self-confidence, loving yourself first. Yeah. I just learned that, you know, fully at 38.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's not easy, but it can be simple of love. And I think boundaries too on the kids, as much as they hate them, it creates a feeling of safetyness.
Our duty to provide them.
Right. And it is natural for us to want to give. Like, we have, you know, pushed ourselves to have more than we may have had and to live a beautiful life. And it's like, it's here, but it is a fine balance. Like, yes, you get to live in this beautiful area, but guess what? You're not just going to be handed this cash, because I want you to understand.
Absolutely.
The pain of being broke and then figuring it out.
The drive that you want something, but what are you going to do to get it? You know, how are you going to work for it? I put my daughter to work in the shop. She pulls staples and she's eager to now.
Exactly.
And I love that at that age, I'm able to instill that work ethic in her.
100%.
Like she's like, can I pull some staples? Like
Yeah.
absolutely. Grab a chair, baby girl.
Yeah. Or I'm always like, you can make $1, you know, anything. You can go sell on the beach. You could go make bracelets. This was when we first got here.
There's opportunities
So
everywhere
there
here.
is opportunities, and you just, you know, don't make excuses. Don't be lazy. That's to me the social media thing too. Like, you know how much you could have made being on social media for 6 hours? You could have went and worked in the back with me, or, you know, done some things for some hours. But yeah, I think that, again, we're always just going to keep pushing them to be better and
pushing ourselves to be better so that we can
100%.
show them what that looks like too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I feel like
we
the
could go
time just
forever.
flew by, right?
We did good.
Oh, I'm going to have to bring you back on again. We have so much to discuss, but thank you for joining me.
Yes,
I appreciate
thank you
it.
so much. This was so fun. And I'm so proud of you for doing this
you.
and bringing people on. And we all have a story, and we could all learn from everybody. So I absolutely love that.
I love that you took this leap with me, and I know it's nerve-wracking getting up here and doing this. So thank you for sharing that vulnerable space with me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Till
you.
next time.
Right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to our 4th episode. If you haven't already, please like, follow, subscribe, share with your friends, and stay tuned. We're going to have more episodes rolling out shortly. Have a great day, guys.